What's up, everyone? Wacka here. Welcome you for week 3 of SPS, uh, season 6. We're up against Wombat today, and he's got, I think, the scariest, probably the scariest offensive team I've ever seen. And it definitely causes me to have to play really offensively. So as you can see here, I have Mega Diancie, which is actually running Modest with Moonblast. Oh, Diamond Storm. I couldn't remember if it was Diamond Storm or Power Gem. Earth Power and Rock Polish. Um, basically, it just kills everything. Um, I do actually one-shot everything except for Rhyperior, which I didn't expect Foreign to bring. And Slowking, which they didn't actually bring, but they claimed Slowking was a little bit too passive and just let me set up on him. But I'm like, I don't think so, but I guess it kind of does. And then we got, I think, the Death Necrozma running minus speed because I'm running Photon Geyser, Brick Break, Earth Power, and Moonlight because I wanted to 1v1 Specs Kyurem. It can't two-shot me, and I can basically chip it back with Brick Break or Photon Geyser. And also Oko's the Buzzwole. It deals with Cinderace a little bit. It can deal with Rhyperior and kind of Manectric, which I didn't actually expect him to bring either. And then we got Vaporeon with Wish, Scald, Foot Turn, Roar. I'm not running Protect because everyone and their grandma told me to run Scald and Foot Turn, which I kind of disagreed with, but I blindly followed. Basically, it's meant to just kind of come in on like Slowking and Wish, Foot Turn out. I can take like a Toxic. It doesn't really matter too much because I have other options for Cinderace and Rhyperior, which Vaporeon appears before. So I didn't see it as a big deal. I'm also holding Iron Ball and I'm running Mint Speed because if Slowking doesn't teleport, I can run I can Foot Turn out and be slower than Slowking. Like, say for if it wants to click like Future Sight or something, I can easily just Foot Turn out in the Heracross, click a button and kill Slowking, and then go into like Magnezone or Necrozma to take the Future Sight or something like that. And then we got Talonflame with Overheat, U-Turn, Roost, and I think Defog. It must be Defog. Basically, it's meant to try to kill Buzzwole, kind of while Cinderace, Toxic, incoming Rhyperior, Manectric, and kill Mawile. Also Toxic Kyurem. But yeah. Then we got our Heracross, which is meant to fuck, it's a word. Basically, it's just we've got Flame Orb, Close Combat. I don't think Knock Off actually. I think it's Close Combat, Facade, Earthquake, and shoot, this is my pace. Aerial Ace. So basically, what that does is do a lot to a Buzzwole switching, which is likely his only switch in Heracross because everything else is going to get knocked back by Close Combat. So basically, every time Heracross comes in, it claims one. And then we got Magnezone with Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Flash Cannon, Body Press. I think with the Choppleberry because I want to take a close combat from an Obstagoon. And then Wombat has Mega Mawile, Kyurem, Buzzwole, Cinderace, Rhyperior, Manectric. In the back, he had Slowking, Crobat, Dhelmise, Obstagoon, which is very scary. I kind of expected Dhelmise and Goon over like Rhyperior, Manectric, and then or like Slowking somewhere to come. But yeah, so leading off here, I decided my go-to lead this matchup was Talonflame. Let me turn off the music. Basically, I outspeed everything unless there's Scarf. If you let off with Kyurem, I probably would have just went Magnezone because I see here that Magnezone doesn't really do too much. So I'm just gonna lead off with Talonflame. As he leads off with Manectric, I figured it's probably not Scarf, so I'm just gonna U-turn into Magnezone. I take a crap ton of damage as he Volt Switches out. I think he's gonna click. I thought he was gonna click Pyro Ball, but either way, Talonflame is always a switch in versus that. As he's gonna Earthquake with Rhyperior. I'm gonna Wish. I'm actually slower than Rhyperior. And I'm just gonna switch in Heracross. I kind of misplayed this because I, for whatever reason, wasn't running Protect. It's like half my fault, half people who told me to not run Protect or told me to run everything else instead of Protect. But yeah. So I'm just gonna stack off Vaporeon. I'm like, well, I'm gonna lose this battle. Who cares? I actually would be overheat, funnily enough. And I'm just gonna sack off Vaporeon. I know they're just gonna Volt Switch. I didn't bring Zygarde. Mostly because Zygarde really can't touch Buzzwole. It really can't do much to Slowking. It really can't do much to Kyurem. It can't kill Mawile, and then Play Rough just kills me back. I figured it's not worth bringing Zygarde if he's just gonna bring like Manectric and just, or if his electric type is Manectric. I didn't expect him to bring Manectric versus Zygarde, but I mean it worked out for him. So he's gonna go into Kyurem actually, and I'm like, I have no idea if this is like Scarf or Specs. Basically, my idea was if he was Specs, Diancie could have come in and killed with Moonblast, but because I didn't know if he was Scarf Flash Cannon, I wanted to scout it, and I honestly should have scouted it with like Magnezone to be honest, but so I go Heracross. As he switches out, I'm just gonna close combat, and it does like 25%. So I see here he's like very defensive. He's running lefties. I'm just gonna switch into my Talonflame because I think he's gonna probably go. He's probably gonna do a Wing Beat, and I can get like Flame Body. But he decides to go. I can't speak. He decides to double in the Rhyperior, which is really scary. So I'm just gonna U-turn and. I know Necrozma can also kind of wall it as he Dragon Tails, and it brings back out my Talonflame. So I'm just gonna keep going Necrozma as he Dragon Tails again. I get Heracross this time, so I'm like, ooh, okay. I'm just going to fire off a close combat, kill something. Or wait, no, his I kind of forgot he saw Buzzwole. So I'm actually predicting the Buzzwole to come in. So I Aerial Ace. I get the crit, which is very unfortunate, but I know he's not Scarf anyways, so I win the 1v1 with Buzzwole, and if Aerial Ace were to knock him below 25%, I was just going to close combat and kill him with that, because in case this decide to double out into like Mawile, I could do that. So there goes the Buzzwole. I believe that he brings in Cinderace, so I'm just going to go into Talonflame. Talonflame is still healthy, so I'm just going to take the Pyro Ball. I'm going to click Toxic on his U-turn because I'm faster, and I'm just going to U-turn on the Rhyperior. As he goes into that, I know the Necrozma can still kind of wall it, as he tries to stay in, but I'm actually going to get kind of healthy again. He misses the Dragon Tail, unfortunately, and he's going to go into Mawile. And here, Rhyperior's at 76%. What I should have done is click Earth Power, because Um, it hits everything neutral, and it kills. It two-shots the Rhyperior anyways, and it can kill the Mawile if you decide to bring in Mawile. So he actually brings it in. And as you can see, Photon Geyser does that much damage, so that means Earth Power would have definitely killed it. I know Earth Power is a little bit weaker, but it is 4 times more effective than Photon Geyser in this instance. Mawile definitely drops. So that was definitely a misplay on my part. I should have just Earth Powered, and now instead I have to keep in Necrozma. I was hoping he'd click Knockoff because I am Colbur Berry for his Obstagoon. He decides to click Play Rough. It does a lot, but I'm just gonna Earth Power, knock out the Mawile. And I figured I can probably keep Necrozma alive. So I'm going to switch back out into Talonflame as he does a lot of Pyro Ball. I believe I just Roost. Yeah, I'm just gonna Roost as he U-turns out. As he goes into Kyurem. I don't know why he went Kyurem and not Rhyperior, because Rhyperior just clicks buttons on my team. But I'll take it. As he decides to Scarf Draco, I actually U-turn. I did not expect him to actually Scarf Kyurem. I thought he'd be like Dragon Dance because Scarf doesn't touch a Alolan Muck. Or Kecleon. I actually traded Cinccino for Kecleon, I should probably mention that. I think that's my only trade though. But yeah, so I lose Talonflame and now I'm like, well, I'm kind of fucked now, aren't I? So I'm gonna go Diancie, as I know he's Scarf. He's gonna go Rhyperior, and I actually misclicked here. I clicked Lock Polish. I meant to click Earth Power, and I would have two-shot Rhyperior, but unfortunately, I didn't. However, I lose the game anyways because Cinderace just comes in and clicks Iron Head and Pyro Ball and just kind of wins. But I could have scored another KO, but he goes Rhyperior on, and I just decided to switch in Heracross on the Earthquake. Stone Edge probably would have knocked me out, but it's whatever. I'm just gonna fire off a close combat as he decides to sack off his Electric. And now at this point he's just gonna go Cinderace, and I'm like, well, I kind of lose. Yeah. Honestly, if I kept in Heracross on the I should have actually kept in Heracross. Wait, let me watch that. I didn't realize this happened. So he sacks off his Manectric, right? Knowing that Necrozma beats Rhyperior 1v1, and with the help of Magnezone Flash Cannon, Diancie could also kill it. I should have just stayed in with Heracross here, as he put Iron Head. I don't know, Iron Head honestly probably kills. Yeah, I think Iron Head actually kills me. So never mind, but if it didn't kill me, my best play was actually staying with Heracross with CC again. But I went Magnezone. I was trying to just sack it off with like a Pyro Ball, and then I realized that I took like nothing. I was hoping maybe he'd miss, and I could get off a nice Thunderbolt, and then kind of pivot around so that Diancie could be alive, and Necrozma. Actually, Necrozma would have been a little bit better to keep alive for these last 3. But unfortunately, I'm just going to lose. I just keep kind of doubling out in case he decides to switch out for God knows why. But he decides to stay in, and I'm just going to lose to Cinderace, and that is it. If I stayed non-Mega, I didn't live Iron Head anyways. At least I'm pretty sure, so it didn't really matter too much, but still unfortunate because if I kept Talonflame alive and sacked off Magnezone, I could have probably won this battle pretty easily. Well, not very easily, it definitely wasn't over, but I was in a really good spot for a lot of this game. But unfortunately, my misplays from not eating food before this battle, or in general just sacking off Talonflame to the Scarf Huron. I should have probably just gone Diancie and scouted for what he was gonna do, or gone like Magnezone and stacked it or something. That would have been a better play, but yeah, unfortunately. Very good games to Wombat. He played very well. I think he had very good prep. Life Orb Electric was really scary because nothing on my team wanted to take an Overheat or a Volt Switch. I really don't know how I got past Manectric. I mean, it wasn't gonna kill me, but it definitely put in a lot of work versus me, especially without Zygarde. But yeah. In general, Zygarde just wasn't really that great here, unfortunately, but hopefully next week we get a little bit luckier with our matchup. This matchup was just hard because looking at his team, he had so much offense, and even though I had a lot of offense, Mega Diancie went in on this battle if I really wanted it to. Unfortunately, it goes a third week with no kills, but if I had... his team was just too offensive, and it was kind of hard to get in anything safely, and having no Vaporeon most of the battle sucked a lot. So, anyways, next week we face... Who do we face next week? Let me look at the schedule. Week 4. Oh, I fight Labs. Which is really funny because I just fought Labs in EDC like today. So we get to fight him again. Yay. Yeah, I'll see you guys later.